welcome back to my channel, and thanks for coming to another episode of Collaboration Station. Today, I am here for questions. I will be asking questions today, as we have ManyCam topic today, and with me is Morgan, Cindy, Amy, and Amanda. So you guys want to give a quick hello, and we'll jump right into some questions that we have. So, Morgan, you are here first. How about you say hello?
Hey, I'm Morgan. That's all you need to know about me.
Her
I'm a
YouTube
person.
channel is below. Great resource for
Thank
ManyCam
you.
videos. Okay, and Cindy?
Cindy Bennett, and yes, I have a YouTube channel, and I've been with ManyCam for 24 hours, so that's why you see my screen is, I have black on two sides. So there's still more things I have to learn, but I did use it today for my classes for the first time. So
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm ready to learn more.
Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy Lou, and I am hosting and co-hosting with Melissa a ManyCam Meetup tomorrow at 8 a.m. called Wham Bam ManyCam. And it's just to inspire, encourage, and to share our creative uses of ManyCam and to answer some questions. So hope to see people there.
I'm going.
I forgot it was tomorrow. Woo!
It is.
I'm glad you reminded me.
Oh, yeah.
Great. And Amanda.
Hey, Amanda Panda Teacher from amandapandateacher.com. I'm the only person here except for Kasie with no ManyCam working. I have a new computer, and my new computer has an old webcam that is a 1.3 pixel, and it does not like to do anything digital. I have a new one coming from a Black Friday sale. I was waiting. So tomorrow I should have a new webcam, and my old computer that was in the shop is coming back today. It got a new keyboard and hopefully a new life. So I'll have my gaming laptop back again. So I'll be back in ManyCam zone. I haven't used it for 2 weeks because my computer's been in the shop. So amandapandateacher.com. I'm your techie girl. So I've got a guide on my website to teach you all about the tech you need. So if you need to know what RAM is and gigahertz, I got you covered.
Great. And I think I've introduced myself. I'm Kasie, and I just bought ManyCam a couple hours ago. I'm prepared to watch Morgan's videos, and I've already signed up for Amanda's course, her ManyCam kindergarten course. And Amy Lou, I don't even know if I signed up yet or if I have to go do that right after we get off here for the meetup. So I'm much like Cindy, except she's ahead of me. She's already got it installed and everything. So look at her.
Look at you guys.
I love that. I think that's my favorite part. I'm like, I see the
fun.
Squigglies. That must mean I can draw.
Yeah. So I just got my new computer set up yesterday. So I am still like trying to figure out where everything is and everything. So bear with me a little bit, but let's get started. Why would somebody want to use ManyCam in their online class? Amy.
Well, first for me, I started last September 2019, and like many people, I went down the YouTube black rabbit hole of videos and seeing everybody with all these props and the rooms filled with props and everything like that. And I began to get overwhelmed. I started off very small with the props that I had, for my mock class and everything. And I stuck with those. And then about 3 months into it, I came across Teacher Sam's videos and a few other videos where they introduced ManyCam. And I was like, game changer, because I don't have children, so I don't have a room full of props or kids' toys to go grab. And I didn't want to spend my money on props. I didn't want to have to store it. And I ultimately want to travel. Now, COVID has put a damper in that, but previous to COVID, I was traveling for lengthy amounts of time. And so by doing ManyCam, I can essentially have all my props with me always. Now, do I still have a few standard realia or kind of go-to props? Should there be a malfunction or something? Yes. But overall, I mean, my class is 90% ManyCam. And me.
Right?
And me, yeah.
You'll have to check out, where did you post it? In the ManyCamers group, I think.
Was that I posted it I actually only posted on 2 groups because I wanted to see how many people, like, I didn't want it to get overwhelmed, and I figured we could always do another one. So I posted on the friends group, and
I mean, the post you made in the classroom today.
oh, yes, that was
That was so-
ManyCam. Yeah.
You want to tell them what it was?
Oh, so in level 3, we're teaching the body parts, and you count how many legs you have, how many eyes you have. And so if I go into my ManyCam, let's see if sorry, I wasn't ready. No. um, so, it's like, oh, okay, how many eyes do I have, or how many noses do I have? And then all of a sudden I go, boom.
Ah!
So, they tell me how many eyes, and then, oh, where's my head? Oh, and even the level 1 kids, when I do stuff like that. So there's a lot of really fun, creative ways that you can use it to extend your lessons, to get more of them speaking, build the rapport. I mean, both mom and mom was kind of one of those tough moms, like sitting by the kid and correcting like everything, but she's laughing, she's engaged. And so I've and a lot of people are talking about feedback. I've been getting at least 5 or 6 feedback a week. Not saying it's just ManyCam, but I've been pretty fortunate in that way too.
Good. How about you guys? How else do you use ManyCam? Do you have a favorite prop or reward or?
Well, when I first started teaching with VIPKid, as with a lot of people, like you start to get the exact same student, right? So whether you're getting that one student once a week, twice a week, within my first week of teaching, I only had one student, but I had that student 3 days within that week. And that student was a boy. And I have 2 daughters and I have a son, but that son was very, very young, newborn. And so I didn't have a lot of toys. So, and also I should mention I didn't have a color printer. And so I felt guilty repeating the exact same reward every single time that I had him. So I was doing handcrafted, I was drawing a picture and cutting it out and gluing it. And it was taking me hours every night just to prepare my props and to prepare my rewards. And once we hit week number 2, and I'm going on lesson number 4 with this student, and I'm like, I'm either going to need to buy a new printer or I'm going to need to figure something else out. So once again, just like Amy, instead of falling down the YouTube rabbit hole, I actually fell down the Facebook rabbit hole, and I discovered digital rewards using something called Google Slides. And I'll pull up right here. So Google Slides is it has props and rewards that you can use. Other teachers make them, and then it's a free resource that you can pull from. So what a lot of teachers do is they pull up these rewards on their cell phone. So that's where I started, was with the cell phone. But I felt really uncomfortable and unprofessional pulling out my cell phone and showing my cell phone. First of all, my mother likes to call and text me all hours of the morning and night. And so there was one time I was showing her a reward, and then I had to pull it back real quick because my mom was sending me pictures. And so that was the first thing. And then also there's the issue of glare. So I wanted to use these really awesome rewards, but I didn't want it to be glaring, and I also wanted it to look very professional. And so using ManyCam allowed me to use the free resource that other teachers have created and I've begun to create myself, but be able to use it in a way that just looks nicer. So this is an example of a wintertime reward that I made, and it's just an easy way I can teach. I can click on the screen, I can pull up a reward, I can tell my student they got a star, go back to teach, and then when I'm ready, I can just pop on and give them another star, another reward. And it's just really simple and seamless the way that ManyCam works within my classroom. So I am appreciative, and I do have a color printer now, but I'm not racking up the bills with all of those, printing out all those stars and rewards.
Right. I used yours today. I was like, I love when I see my friends' rewards and stuff. I'm like, yay, it's Morgan. I can't remember which one though, but it was totally you. Let's see. I can remember. I'll have to look it up, but I can totally see like it was your work from the beginning, So great. And Amanda, how about you? How have you used it in the classroom?
I'm a 3-year veteran, so when I got bored, I tried something new. I had ManyCam on my computer for a whole year, and it was something I tried, and I just didn't like it. I felt like I couldn't incorporate it because my hands were already busy, full of props. I was the prop queen with a classroom full can I tell you, full of props, every single thing you'd ever think of.
Yeah.
I had bins for level 1 organized because that's how I began teaching. I could pull up a penguin and I could get you an ostrich. I had them all. But when I got bored, I was considering going traveling. Our family was supposed to be an RV family this year,
Oh, that's
traveling
right.
across America, and COVID-19 happened. So before that happened, I was preparing and using ManyCam anyways. I love variety and change. I get bored easily. So I would change my physical background every single month and do something different with it. Now I can green screen, and sorry, I can't show you the magic. I can green screen and change my background every single day and do something different. I even do this because I still like a physical background. My green screen is double-sided, so I can turn it around. I haven't changed to Christmas yet, but I could be Thanksgiving fun and I could have my background still be. So I didn't get rid of my physical love of like a physical background.
Yeah.
I made it work for me to just use it both ways. So in the classroom, depending upon the student and the level, I will use Google Slides. I am a really good classroom teacher that gives a lot of explanation. So if I need a better picture of Slither, or if I need a better picture to understand throw or catch or other things I can't do physically with my body, I will use a Google slide. I still have essentials. So I've got a stack of essential props that I will not get rid of.
Right.
Everybody's got to have a good fish and a feather. So I've got a list of my essentials that I keep. I won't ever get rid of. But I certainly use Google Slides and resources all the time. I use green screen. That's my big one. So I change every single day green screen. I use effects to make a border around me often. And like Cindy has in her picture with the lights on there, I do that too. So it just depends on my mood, what I want to do. It keeps things in the classroom new and fresh so that I'm not like all bored 3-year teacher teaching, catch the ball. Let's talk about healthy eating. I can really do fun things with it instead. I am teaching a lot more upper level classes, and it is very nice to have the Google slide to supplement and to add in extra pictures, because some of those pictures are just awful in like nutrients and different food groups. There is no good food pyramid while we're teaching that food group lesson. I need a food group Google slide, and there are available resources. So that's how I use it. I love it. I'm a big fan and a convert, but I still use props. So don't get the misunderstanding that Google Slides takes it all. Some people, that's their style. But if you have tech fail, like I have bad webcam fail, you're going to have a backup, a plan for what you can do when that's not working for you. So good teaching is always better. ManyCam doesn't trump good teaching, but once you got the good teaching down, it's really a helpful resource and tool. I love it. Kids' eyes go like, oh, teacher Amanda. I've been teaching some kids for 3 years. So goodness, how boring that I'm the same old all the time. But like on Halloween, I could be a cat and change the background. I mean, there's just so many different things that you can do with it once you learn how.
Good. What was I going to say? Oh, so I actually bought a rolling green screen to put behind me, but it didn't come with directions on how to set it up, and I've had it for a couple of months. So I gotta like just start looking at some of these things and getting them ready. I think I just need to start. So
I'll teach you.
Talking about green screens too, though, quickly, because I don't see this very often, but I bought one that hangs from the ceiling.
Oh, okay.
And so that way I can, roll it up. There's nothing on the floor. I have a regular bedroom, office space, and clutter free.
Nice. Where were you a couple of months ago when I was buying mine?
So mine does too. Mine's not as fancy as hers. It's like on a little rolling thing. And then I just bought the green screen and I can put it down. But I'm very similar to Amanda, same thing. Been here 3.5 years, got a little bored, got ManyCam, used all the objects and things first. I always tell people, start slow. And then started with Google Slides and the little custom area. And like recently, just this year, added green screen. So just because you get it and you start incorporating it into your class doesn't mean you have to like jump into everything. Like get comfortable, get really good at one thing, and then start adding other things. So this is a new addition to my classroom. Amy's is all fancy. Mine's not, but same concept. It pulls down.
What's
right?
a new oh, they pull down.
Mhm.
But what I mean, before I decided to commit to this green screen, I bought a $5 piece of fabric, and I still use that for when I travel. And
That's
I
what
can
I
use
have.
either just little clips
Walmart.
or different things to hang it wherever I go. So I do always have a green screen, even without a green screen. Yes, like Melissa has it there. You can use, the borders, all the effects without a green screen. One of the big kickers for me in choosing to do it was with Old Level 1, because I can put up every country's background and I can have them say hello to, France, hey, Kenya, and all that.
Mhm.
And we can engage even more. And that's where I saw it like incredibly beneficial, because the kids really liked it.
So does anyone use it for their YouTube channels?
I do.
I was thinking of it. Yeah.
If
Can
I
you
ever
record
start
right
one.
off of ManyCam? Is that what you do, Morgan? Do you record right off of ManyCam?
I'm trying to think. It depends. Sometimes I record off of ManyCam. Sometimes I use ManyCam to stream into something. But yeah, the only reason why I do it, I wish I had, like, when you watch Amanda's videos and when you watch other people's videos, they have like a real background. My problem is my background literally is this piece of green fabric, and I don't really have another spot. So that's the only reason why I use it. Obviously, the dimensions that you have set up for the VIPKid classroom versus the dimensions for YouTube, you end up, and also with Zoom, you end up with the black bars. So there's pros and
Okay.
cons. I think there's more cons than pros, because you would have to set up a second, a second background, a second setup on your ManyCam to do the YouTube if you didn't want to have the black bars. But for some people, that's just the situation you have. Yeah, Amy?
Sorry, because you're talking about the black bars. All you
Yeah.
have to do is go and change your picture ratio, whatever it's called.
It's resolution.
Thank you. Yes. Resolution. So
Absolutely.
usually for class, we're keeping it at that 600 is what I think most people are using. So once you go up, you'll get rid of the black bars.
Right. So the backgrounds that I make for my classroom are for the VIPKid resolution.
Up to what?
And then if I switched the resolution, I would have to switch the backgrounds I was using, and I'm just lazy. But you're absolutely right. It is just a matter of clicking, but for me, it's just a few steps more.
But I love the bright colors. I just love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Really
can we
quick.
talk a little bit more about that? Because I don't have black bars right now, but I'm obviously using my ManyCam. But sometimes I have black bars in the classroom. So I change it on ManyCam to different, I think it's pixels, right? 360,
Resolution,
480.
yeah.
So where is that the resolution, or is that the pixels? Where's the resolution? Is it on ManyCam or is it in the classroom?
It's on ManyCam. So where
Okay.
you see this, like if you either have like 30 or 60 FPS, most likely.
Oh.
And then next to that is where you do your 480, 600,
Mhm,
720. When you go into your settings, there's different options you can choose for what resolutions are available in that drop down.
Mm-hmm.
So typically for VIPKid, it's 600.
Okay.
However,
or better.
it doesn't matter if you do it better, because
It doesn't.
it and now ManyCam is actually telling you that it is, what's the word, downscaling,
Compressed.
compressing.
Okay.
Yeah. So
VIPKid automatically compresses our video. So in the
Yeah.
VIPKid classroom, if you have the setting higher, it doesn't matter, because your video feed will be shown to the student at a certain resolution. So it doesn't matter. But
Okay.
when you're other places, like using your ManyCam and going to a Zoom like this, you want to change the resolution higher, because it will make a better picture for you in your experience. Don't look at me, because I'm on a bad webcam. I'm getting a new one. But when you have have your good webcam, you can adjust that setting depending where you are.
Okay.
So you can zoom out and in using ManyCam also. That's
I
another thing
love
I really
that.
like.
Yeah.
I love that I can zoom closer or farther if my background was a certain, like if it was too short, I could just zoom in ManyCam to make it so that it fits my space. So you have an ability to kind of change things around in ManyCam
And the
and
lighting
adjust
too.
settings and lighting too. Yes.
Oh, that's right.
You can raise
Okay.
and light. So a lot of webcams will come to your computer and they don't have their own separate software where you can adjust the settings of the webcam very easily. My Windows 10 gaming computer is wonderful, but like in order to adjust the camera settings of that computer, which has a good webcam built in, I have to go get this crazy app and add it to Windows 10. It was really hard, but ManyCam has the ability to change the view, change the zoom, change the resolution, change the picture. It's basically a software to control your webcam. So when you're adding a background, a green screen, you're controlling your webcam. That's what ManyCam is.
So I don't have that choice, but I'm going to try it tomorrow because I have the black bars. I don't have them now, but in VIPKid, I have black bars, but I'm on 720 because my options go from 480 to 720. So I love these collabs because I just learned something.
So did you find it in your settings where you can add 600?
So it's I can click customize.
Yeah.
And I think I would just have to type it in there because it's not already an option.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, hey, Rebecca is here. And hey, Giselle. Oh, good luck at your appointment. And
can
Danny, Rachel.
Oh.
Let's see. Danny said, looks like fun. It was so distracting to me. How do you avoid that?
Okay.
Prepare certain things for each class or keep in folders? Morgan?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I don't use a lot of the graphics that other people use. Like you are able to have ManyCam comes preloaded with some graphics, and then you can also add your own graphics. So like I can pull up stars and rewards here. So if you want to not be distracted with that, then you should have things preloaded onto your ManyCam. You should have them in folders, and you should already have gone through the lesson and been like, okay, when I reach, when I'm talking about length, I want to pull out a picture of a snake, and then I want to pull out a picture of a longer snake and have those on my screen. So you sort of have to pre-plan that. For me, that was a little bit too much planning and downloading, especially when you have Google Slides. So I think if you don't want to be distracted with clicking on your screen during the lesson in something other than the VIPKid app, I definitely recommend having the Google Slides up, because even though you are having to click on your screen, you're not having to mentally plan what you're going to click. You're just moving ahead within the basically the PowerPoint presentation. The next thing is visually on my computer screen. When I first began to use ManyCam, I actually used two computer screens. I had an upper screen and I had a lower screen. On my bottom screen, I ran ManyCam, and I also so I had ManyCam open on my screen. I had my Google Slides open on my screen. I split it. And then in my upper screen, I had the VIPKid app, and I also had a place where I would type in notes. But then I watched a replay of myself, and I was looking down a lot in order to switch slides on my on my props, in order to change my presets. So there's a few changes that I made, and I'm sure that Amanda and Amy could also touch on that. The first change that I made is I switched from having a dual screen to a single screen. And that means that even when I'm switching on my props, I'm clicking over here, I'm doing a different slide in the lesson, I am looking at it, but I'm still looking up, I'm not looking down. So that's the first change that I made. The second change that I made is something called universal hotkeys. You can trigger or you can turn on universal hotkeys, and what that means is no matter what screen you are on, no matter what is open on your screen, when you hit a button, Control 1, Control 2, you will be able to switch that preset. So for example, this is preset number 1 on my ManyCam, preset 2, preset 3, etc., etc. I am able to change through all of these presets even though I don't have ManyCam open. It is running in the background, it's not open. So that's the next thing. And then the final change that I made, I do apologize for talking so darn much, but the final change that I made is I have a, this is a gaming mouse. And so with the gaming mouse, you can program each of these buttons, and I have 12 buttons. You can program them to do different presets.
I don't have 12.
Wow.
I have 4.
Oh, awesome. Well, I don't use all 12, but so I programmed it so that when I press number 1 with my thumb, it goes right away. Here, I'll even hold it up so you guys know I'm not fibbing you. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and I can just go through my presets just using my thumb, which is really awesome. And I made number 10, I made it screenshots. So if the lesson's not going well and I'm confused, or I'm afraid that, I want a picture on hand so VIPKid knows what's up. I hit number 10, and then I also, number 11 is copy, number 12 is paste. So if I want to copy something out of the teacher notes and paste it into the student chat box or something like that, I can copy paste really quickly like that. So using the gaming mouse has allowed me just to, with my thumb, do a lot of the things that otherwise would be very distracting, having to switch presets and things like that. So I hope I answered Danny's question.
That's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh, keep talking, Morgan.
I know, right? So being new, my goals. Oh, sorry. See, I just noticed your hand in the white background. I didn't see you. But
Okay.
my goals are like a background, like I can just leave up and leave it alone.
Right.
And I was hoping for it wasn't props yet, but now I want the Google Slides because I think that, but my ADHD, man, I'm worried about being distracted too. Cindy, what were you gonna say?
Since I'm new, I was very overwhelmed, like with people that could do it really well. Because usually people don't make a video until they really know what they're talking about. So by the time you watch a video, you have seen someone who has really gone far with it. And so since I'm so new, I did see a video that I think it was Lainey Goff's, and Morgan has a really good number 1, ManyCam number 1. And that, I think that, like, for me today, just to get used to it, was just turn on the machine, have a little bit of something. Don't try to do the green screen. Don't try to do everything all at once. So for today, I just used my stars, and I just kind of got used to the process. So Lainey suggested that you put like a few props into your favorite section. So then I have the favorite is the star. So today I just gave the kids the star. And, I did have older kids and younger kids, but I kind of just, my reaction to it kind of went with the age of the child. And so that's my suggestion, is to start like with a border and maybe one reward. I did use this teddy bear reward too.
Aww.
And I figured out how you can duplicate it. So that was really fun. And so I did a little bit for one day. And then once you get to that step, then add something else. Don't try to do everything all at once. That's my advice.
Yeah, absolutely. That's how I started, right? Put the stars up. And look, if you've been teaching for 3 years and you've been, holding up magnetic stars, right? You've been like, oh, you get a star. Bam, and then one day you're like, hey, would you like a spinning star? Your student for 3.5 years is going to be like, what? And I'm telling you, that's going to get you far. That's going to get you a good 6 months into kind of learning and getting comfortable with the software in the classroom. And, and then I think I started adding like pictures, like, oh, it's a cow, right? So pop up a cow, and this is just, I didn't make any of these. I just search on ManyCam for cow, pick one that I like. Search for stars, there's thousands of stars, right? And then I would get a little bit more, I don't know, what would you call it? Brave, ladies? And so then I had a student that liked Elsa. So I'd figure out how to put Elsa on my star.
Oh,
right?
I love that one.
Or I would figure out how to put Spider-Man on my star for the boys. So it kind of got, a little bit more personalized, but still, this was all I was doing. A border and then some stars. The next thing I learned was kind of popping up this text box that I could type on. That changed my life because
Game
changer.
changer.
You can make this as big as you want, any color you want. You can type those sentences in. Like today, I needed the student to read sentences with past tense verbs, right? So I typed them up here so that they could see them. Love that. I mean, just definitely one thing at a time. I know I'm just reiterating what Cindy said, but I just think that's how you avoid getting overwhelmed. I think people download it and they buy a green screen background and they're like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then they get overwhelmed, right?
Yes.
So Sarah said, can we see that again? Sarah, can you remind me what you wanted to see? And let's
Like,
see.
I don't even understand presets right now. Like, I don't get.
Don't worry about it. Don't
You
just
know,
do what you're
yeah.
doing, Cindy.
Mm.
And
So
then when you're ready,
my purpose was I'm doing the Wham Bam ManyCam. I want to go and just see what everybody does. And I also got Amanda Panda's kindergarten, like the self-study part. And so I didn't want to just go into that like totally not knowing anything. So that's why yesterday I went through and learned some videos so that by the time I get to those things, I have a little bit of a head start and I'm not starting at like, what are you doing? I don't get that.
Yeah.
So I think, that's where I'm at right now is I
And
want
don't
to
worry
learn
about
more.
that. I didn't learn presets till I wanted to do Google Slides. So I needed to have, a way to show like a Google Slide small and a Google Slide big and a Google Slide behind me. That's when I worried about the presets. I mean, I'm telling you, you can go a long time with just the objects.
I do not do Google Slides.
All right.
I have not done them. And I mean, I've done them once or twice in the classroom, but for me, I just don't use them. So by no means do you have to use them in the classroom to be successful or to, for props or rewards and stuff like that. Also, another thing to keep in mind with Google Slides, and if we're talking about the computer and specs, running Google and having all of those pages open for those slides is going to take a lot more out on your computer. So that's when people are experiencing the freezing issues and different things like that. So keep that in mind. You might, if you've had that issue in the past, ManyCam without Google Slides, and it might possibly work a little smoother for you. But yes, you do have to have a solid computer and RAM and all that.
Yeah, when I started doing that, I got 32 gigabyte solid state RAM, SSD, so I could run all of that. But even with that, I feel like, I have a terabyte of storage, 32 gigabyte solid state drive, but I still only have one Google slide open at a time. I don't open all 5 of my classes Google Slides at one time, because even then I think it's going to freeze and slow my computer down. So in that 5 minutes between classes, I'm closing tabs and opening new tabs for the next class. But that's true. You do have to think about that. And again, didn't do any of that for a year. If you're thinking about ManyCam, don't even go to that Google Slides Facebook page yet. Get the ManyCam camera down and then worry about it. If you feel like you need to, down the road.
Yeah.
I wrote down the minimum requirements on what you need to be successful. So for PCs, you need an i5, a higher generation processor. So if you are functioning on an i3 computer or an i5 that's older, a lower generation, you're going to have problems. Better, I put a star by, an i7. An i7 is the newest type of processor. It is going to be faster and much better running and functioning. And then what Melissa just said about opening many windows and activities in your computer, that's RAM. So your computer needs at least a minimum of 8 gigabytes of RAM. 16 is even better. Melissa says she has 32. Melissa, you're a rock star. I have 16. Gigabytes of RAM means how much your computer is using to process and function. Opening one window of Gmail is 1.8 gigabytes. Imagine opening a window of VIPKid, opening a window of ManyCam, opening Google Slides. You've got your 8 gigabytes gone like that. If you have any less, then what happens is your computer goes off of the RAM and runs on the hard drive of your computer. And when your hard drive runs, it goes zoom, 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 zoom. It gets really hot and gets really mad. And then that will freeze your computer and make smoke happen. And you don't want that to happen. So you want at least 8. 16 is even better. And then to run video and do the backgrounds like we are doing with green screen, you need an updated video card if you can. I just bought a new computer. I did not get an upgraded video card, so I'm going to be okay with this one. But if you want to rock and roll with green screen, you're going to want a NVIDIA or an upgraded type video card. And then Melissa said SSD memory. SSD is solid state memory. That means that the memory of your computer and functioning is at a solid state. It's not changing states all the time, which causes lots of problems. And then Mac people, I didn't write this down because Macs are pretty general and easy to speak to. Macs, you want a higher generation, an i7 if you possibly can. And Macs are new. They have this new chip in them called M1. You want to look for an M1 Mac because the M1s are created, the chips by Mac, and they actually process and use computer space and speed a lot better on Macs. So all the folks who have problems with Macs running on older Macs, you have an Intel chip on your computer, and that's why you're having issues and problems. That new M1 chip is what you want. So look for an i7 processor, as much RAM as you can afford in a Mac. Like if you can get a 16, that would be awesome. And then M1 chips. So if you buy anything new for Mac, you want to look for that Macintosh Mac-made chip, not the Intel chip.
Excellent. So Pat, I think that might help answer your question. Pat said, I have ManyCam on my computer, but afraid to use it. I'm afraid of the horror stories of computers freezing. And the bear hibernating is so dark, you can't see what it is. Does somebody have a bear hibernating? Is it on the ManyCam, Pat? Must be. Anyone want to look that up? That has it.
Yeah, the reason why you can't just go out and put ManyCam on your computer and any old computer, you really have to look at the specs of your computer. So if you have a Windows 10, go to the Windows button in the bottom corner and just type in that little box to search specs. And then in there, it will tell you what your computer specs are. Click on it and then look at the numbers. So go back to what I just said in the video or go to my website, get that guide that prints for you, and it will tell you what you're looking for. For VIPKid, they want you to have a Intel 5 processor, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and a wired connection. That's from the VIPKid website. So if you're running anything less than that and you're having technical problems, it's because of your computer. It's not VIPKid. And matter of fact, I actually used to think it was VIPKid. I started teaching on an i5 older generation computer with 4 gigabytes of RAM, and I had this little symbol that would circle, 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 circle. And I thought, oh my goodness, that must be VIPKid. It must be their server that's having problems. Oh no, it was my device that was having problems. So if that occurs to you, remember, look at the minimum specifications for VIPKid. If you're not running this i5 and 8 gigabytes wired connection, all of those 3 things are what you should look at first. It's you, not VIPKid. VIPKid runs hundreds of thousands of classes every day. They have really good technology. So if you're having problems, it's probably you. So just letting that be known.
Oh, Pat said, no, the one in the lesson, the one in the lesson that I taught. It would have been great to have another picture to show. Oh, gotcha. The lesson was dark. Yeah.
So I have this is the only bear I have, but I kind of want to talk about this. I don't think this was Pat's question, but it just made me think about, similar to how you don't have to have a prop on every slide for everything. You don't have to have a ManyCam object or any kind of, something to show for everything either. But I typically use this bear, but you can tell like it's still dark. Like, I mean, I feel like it's dark. My background is black, but like Cindy, right? She has this black background so you can see it. So while there's a lot available on ManyCam, I don't really suggest kind of searching and just popping up the first thing that you find during class, because you don't know how that's going to look on your screen or with your background or whatever. Like, do a little bit of research. I put them in folders. So I used to have, the level 1 folders for all the countries.
Right.
Although I did get to use that today. I taught an old level 1 USA class. I was super excited. But you could, put them like animals and food and fruit and transportation. Like those are different, and stars, of course, different folders I have. So then if I am looking for something that maybe I didn't know I wanted in a class, I could go to that folder in ManyCam and find an object.
So wait, I thought when you search ManyCam for a bear, we all have the same bear. You and Cindy have different bears. Is that one you
There
somewhere
are
else?
There are
lots
lots
of choices.
There are lots
It's
of choices.
unlimited. You don't even have to stick to just ManyCam. You can go
Yeah,
to
I didn't
Google
see any
and you
cars,
can go
though.
to GIFs and you just download it and then you upload it into ManyCam.
Yep, you can upload from your computer, save any picture, upload from your computer. So like, for instance, when I throw up like the VIPKid Friends logo, right? That's something that I got, I snapped it, I screenshot it on my computer,
Right.
downloaded it, and then uploaded it as a saved image into ManyCam so I could show it.
Great.
So there are two
Oh, I love
that you
it.
can upload and
Oh.
use.
I love it.
For your green
Spider-Man.
screen background, you
Yeah.
can use any JPEG for your green screen background. That doesn't have to be transferred into anything with ManyCam. You just go in to select the image that you want, and then that can be your green screen. So that's one way. That's for your virtual background. So like Morgan, she makes things on Canva. I do too, and then makes an image, and then that image goes in my background for my green screen. What you're seeing the other ladies doing are called effects. Effects are ones that have to be uploaded to ManyCam's website and created in their library and then put onto your ManyCam as an effect. So when you use an effect, it's different than the green screen in the background. So there's two kind of ways that you can work with ManyCam, but know that there's extra steps for adding effects. But there is 10,000, over 10,000 in a library already made. You don't have to create your own effects. You can grab some from ManyCam and just with a click, grab them and put them on your device. But if you want to make them, you can make them also.
Great. Let's see. So Amanda, is that your free guide right there? Or is that your class?
Say that again.
What's that?
Say that again.
The link you put in the chat, is that your freebie or is that for your course?
The link is the tech guide, so that if you're not sure about your computer, how to use it and what you can run on it, this link is the tech guide.
Excellent. So like I said, she's got a tech guide on there, and then also she has a course. So that's not starting until January though. January 11th?
January 8th is, or January 11th is the students will work with me. So if you want to learn ManyCam, I'm teaching a course on ManyCam. It will not be till January. It will be a 3-week intensive if you want to, with tutoring lessons and one-on-one help. If you don't want to learn that way, you can do self-study, meaning you would get all of instructional videos and downloads all in a row, all dropped to you one time. January 8th is when it will be ready. And then you can learn and study on your own. So there's 2 options available. And so I'll be teaching to many teachers that teach online, because not only is ManyCam for teachers that are ESL like us for VIPKid, you can use this in your online brick and mortar classroom too. So in my channel, I teach on Zoom. So I teach teachers all over California technology. I put the Google Slides behind me as my background, and I show my students. I'm teaching my teachers. I'm teaching technology. I do this on my my YouTube channel. You can do your Zoom lessons with your students using ManyCam tools. ManyCam is not a tool just for brick and mortar teachers. It's not just for ESL teachers. Any person doing any online teaching. So if you're going to teach an art class and you want to show an image of your art behind you, you can make that your background. There's many opportunities and options with it because it's a webcam software. It's not VIPKid specific or any company specific. So if you teach OutSchool, create the Google Slides, put the Google Slides behind you, put yourself in a picture-in-picture, and then you can teach the kids on OutSchool on Zoom with the background. just like Morgan's showing. Sorry, I'm sorry I can't show it. Thank you, Morgan. Yes, so this could be your OutSchool class. You could put that place up behind you. You could be a little picture in the picture. The kids still see your face engaged. So it's a tool that's not just for VIP Kid teachers.
So I just checked, and right now, she's still having a Black Friday sale, which is what I got it on. It says 10 hours left, Amanda, for your
10 hours.
10 hours.
So are you going to teach us how to be like transparent in front of the slide behind us? Because I have never been able to do that.
Absolutely. That's with green screen. And so in the course, we'll cover like how to set up your green screen, what kind of lights you need, basically every single thing. So basically from zero ManyCam to green screen with everything within 3 weeks. So that's the plan.
I'm going to take it up a notch, man. I just sent that mouse to my husband. I said, I want this for Christmas. He said, okay.
Awesome.
And she's got two. There's an independent one and like a full-on hands-on one with her. So
yes. I can put the link for the course in the chat box too.
it is already in the description. So if you're watching the replay on this, you might have 10 hours. We don't know when you're going to watch this. If not, go check it out and see what she's got available.
So I have a question.
Use the code Black Friday. Sorry,
people.
Black Friday.
So can you, like for the preset, can you fix one of those cameras so that it can open up your iPad camera?
You can if you're on a Mac, Cindy. It's a lot easier. So if you go from Mac to iPad, yes, you can easily and quickly show those rewards.
So I could do my Google Slides on my iPad like I've been doing through ManyCam.
Yes.
Yes.
So
you can also connect your phone. So there's an app for your phone. So I have an Android phone. I have the ManyCam app. So I could actually use my phone as another camera and show a preset. Like, let's say I'm teaching OutSchool, for example, and I'm teaching a science experiment or an art lesson. I could get a little stand and put my phone up here, and I could below show my feed and put myself picture in picture so the kids always see my beautiful face. And then I could show my art project that I'm painting on the computer with a little stand that could have my phone. So there's an app for ManyCam too. So it does that also.
Great.
An app for ManyCam, or do you do it through your presets?
It's an app on ManyCam that you put on your phone, and then you open a new preset and you select the phone.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You just sold me on your course, because I have the little holder thing that everybody was getting for the phone. And I put my phone on it. I tried to use it in OutSchool and like totally failed and ended up using the little custom box on my computer, but having to retype everything out. So I need to learn how to do that.
There's so many things that you can do with it.
There really are.
It's not just what we see in YouTube videos. I mean, there you can even show YouTube videos. For example, you could put a YouTube video, stream the sound to your students so they can hear. So like, I mean, the uses are endless. I use it teaching adults. I teach technology to teachers. I put the slides behind me. There I am teaching. It's so much easier than sharing screen on Zoom. I hate sharing screen on Zoom. I hate it because my face becomes really tiny for all my students. So like it is so much more engaging to see me full screen. There I am in my picture in picture for my students when I'm teaching to teachers. So I teach adults. So it is really a great resource. I use it all the time. Not right now with bad webcam, but I am a huge fan.
So there you can always learn too. Like I feel like here I am, I've been using it a year and a half and still learning like 3 things in this collab alone. So always, don't be afraid to start, but you can always grow, right? You can always learn new things.
And Melissa, I just thought you knew everything, because the first time I saw you put that friend sign up, and I was like,
not everything.
So Pat said, I have i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. I was thinking about updating RAM after I put money aside. It will cost me about $200 to upgrade to 16 gigs. Yeah.
That's about right. Like
Yep.
that an upgrade of about that much is about $200. Same thing on prices of computers. So if you're shopping Black Friday or Cyber Monday and you're seeing a computer that's $500, whoo, you're probably not getting enough RAM. So like a couple hundred more dollars, a priced computer about 700 is going to give you what you need. So like what you want to do is you want to get a device that is good for now and good for the future too. Who wants to buy a computer and then find out you can't do all the stuff with it
Right.
that you want to do? So go with the minimums, like, and go with a little extra if you can afford it. But if you cannot afford it, then like ManyCam is something that wouldn't be the best on your struggling device. If you are really having trouble already with technology issues, don't add it because it will mess everything up. And that's all the horror stories that you see in Facebook groups. So you see people, my computer freezes, it kicked me out, it gave me a teacher IT. That's because they don't understand that their device has to have enough good beefiness to do it.
Right? Great. And Rebecca said, so easy to get overwhelmed. Yeah. And don't forget to like this video. Thanks, Rebecca. There we go. Oh, yeah. So Amanda was putting up her course, and don't forget to use Black Friday. So let's see. Anything before I ask another question? You guys good? So what can you, nope, I already asked that one. I just downloaded ManyCam. Now what? Amanda knew I was going to ask that, so I'll go to Amanda first. I just downloaded it. Now what do I do?
So first thing is click on your settings and set it for 640, like your I mean, I can't even talk myself. Set it for 640. Then choose your camera and select in the settings, and then go to effects, which are like a little magic wand, and click around and have fun. That's it.
There you go. Those are steps. Well, step one-ish.
Step one-ish. And then pick one thing to try for their first day of classes. So my first day of classes with ManyCam, I used that spinning star. It's a little star that spins around. All I did was click on it to make it appear. You get a star. Then I clicked it to hide it. Oh, I did that too with blowing. That's fun, Amy. Then I clicked again to give the star. Then I hid it. That's all I did. So like during your first set of classes, don't try to do slides and green screen. Don't start with green screen. That's the hardest to start. Like don't start with that. Start with effects. Effects are the easiest. And then as you go, add your skills.
Okay.
My
Sounds
other
good.
recommendation, just piggybacking on that,
Yeah.
is if you have a parent who you have a really good relationship with, I would just do my ManyCam with the students who I have a good relationship with the parent, that I know that either they always give me 5 apples or I have a pleasant relationship with them and they don't usually review. And then in my feedback, I will say, thank you for your patience with me as I try this new software. My hope is that this software will help to enrich or engage your child more. So I would explain that I'm trying something new and thank them. So it's been addressed in the feedback, but also I'm using a parent that I have a good relationship with. And then as I feel more comfortable with that student, then I'd be more able to use it with other students.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Great
Yes.
advice.
Oh, don't forget the practice room. So
No.
there is a VIPKid practice room. We never had that before. When I started ManyCam, I had to go live with a kid and like click the stars and what am I doing? Like, la! So use the practice room and go in there, click the stars, unclick the star, click the star, unclick the star, and then just practice, just go. Cause like once you've got that, you've got the first step. Do the effects for a while, and then when you're ready, try something else.
Absolutely. And you can put one up, kind of like Amanda mentioned, and take it down, and then you get a star for that second star, and click it and put it up again. And you can like hide it and then unhide it, and it's gonna stay that same size and in the same place. But the other thing you can do, like what you see with Amy now, she's put up like several stars. So I mean, like, once you're in, not your first day, but once you got a couple months behind you, you can put 5 stars up and then hide them and just reveal them as you give those stars so they stay up, right? You get a star, you get 1 star. You get a star, now you have 2 stars, right? And it just kind of grows from there. Like your comfort level grows, the more you kind of use these features available with ManyCam.
So I totally thought the background was going to be the easiest.
Oh no, the green screen background?
Or any background just to throw up there so I didn't have to think about it. Once it's up, I figured, you know?
So there's a difference between backgrounds and borders. The borders function more like a sticker. The border is going to go on the front. So if you were to have a border, which I don't have anything on hand to pull up, but that will come in front of your picture, then the background is something that goes behind. So if you just want to throw up if you just want to put up a border, then that is a very easy addition to do, just like Cindy just did.
Wow, Cindy.
The background is more difficult because that has to do with your lighting. You have to have really good lighting. You have to have that green screen. And so that can be more difficult. My first day of doing my green screen, I just had one lamp standing behind me, and the shadows that it cast made everything look super glitchy. It took a while for me to figure out the lighting for my green screen. So that's definitely something that takes a while.
I think I remember you talking about that before.
Yeah.
Amy.
This is a background right here.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
From my experience,
That's an effect.
Overlay,
Effect.
Yeah.
Effect.
So from my experience and what I've seen in a lot of the Facebook groups and when the problem issues with people green screening is they're so concerned about lighting themselves and not the screen. Your actual screen needs to be lit evenly. And so the reason why the true green screens are what people really like is because they're nice and smooth, they're taut. If you do use fabric, you want to make sure that thing is steamed and ironed and very smooth, because those wrinkles cause shadows, which then mess up your lighting. So you do not, and that's the other thing I would like to share, is if you do want to green screen, you do not need these big photography lights.
No.
You do not need 5 million. I literally have one LED light, okay, that lights up my whole thing. And occasionally I'll light it from the back if I need to. But you do not need this whole like $100 setup or anything like that. Yeah.
Hey, if I could just show real quick, I am going to turn my lights off so you can sort of see I'm still on my green screen background. I have a selfie ring that I usually don't have on. I just have on during the day because otherwise my lighting gets all messed up. So it's still picking up some of, I'm just going to switch to my fabric. You can see my green fabric background. But if I don't have any lighting, this is all it's going to look like. With one light, I'm here, so I'm closer, and with two lights I'm here, and these lights are lighting my background. And I actually use workers lights, so construction lights. I have two of these. They're on clamps, and I have them actually clamped to my desk, and they shoot backwards.
Excellent.
Look, Morgan, we're twins. I got you.
Twinsies, holla.
Yeah, and that's a good example, what she just showed with one on and one off, because with the one on, it's uneven, and that's why it's showing up on one end. But and you can even lay some, depending on how your setup is, you know, the long lights like for a garage or something. That
like an LED rope light.
Yeah, I mean, you can even put those along behind you and light up that way.
It's all about balance. So the balance light is the key. So in my office, I have 4 lights that are currently around. I have this $6 Walmart light. I like this one because it takes up a little bit of desk space, $6. I put a tissue and rubber band on this light, and that diffuses the light, and this light's my background. So I got one on that side, and then I have this clip. I love this for my kids. It's actually like a desk lamp, like for reading, but it's really adjustable and super handy. So this is for the background on that side. And then as Morgan showed, I have 2 garage lights, one up and one up. So I have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I had to put my green screen back behind my chair like this when I'm in class, because I need light from my overhead fan to put more light on the background. That's what I discovered, Morgan, and what fixed my problem is because I thought put the background for the green screen touching me. But every time I would move, I'd have all this like crazy shadow. And the shadows made the pixels or that look like terrible. And I had a class I never got a rebooking. It was awful. And my background was like crap. And I was like, this is terrible. I hate green screen. Well, it was because I had to have distance. So this, it worked.
Okay.
Light up there and balanced on 4 sides. By the way, I have a YouTube video about lighting that shows all these cheap lights. It's a DIY lighting setup that's under $40 to get all of this. And no, you don't need those beautiful box lights that people have. I personally go for cheap to make my lights work.
I bought them and they don't do any good.
Oh, I have the softbox light.
Yeah.
The big rectangle thingy.
I
Yeah.
have this one light that I use, and that's it. And I can adjust the brightness and everything. And I think it was about 30, 35, and it folds up nice so I can pack it. And it even charges my phone or my headphones on the back. So
I'm probably going to have to shut this window that I've left open all the time teaching, because it's right here. I can touch it. So in the morning, it's super dark, but by my third class, it's starting to get light out. So
yes, I keep my window closed. I live in Pacific time. So yes, any outside light will change the levels they're using in ManyCam and mess everything up. So like to set my ManyCam up in the day is really tough because I'm used to like my nighttime setup. So my lights are set for when I'm teaching very early in the morning. So however you have light in your house, if your light changes over time, it's going to affect your settings and will affect the look. If you're going to try for a very consistent, nice looking green screen. Also, I wanted to add something else about ManyCam settings. In the settings, there's something called virtual background. Virtual background is something that Zoom can do or other programs that you use. And everyone says this is wonderful because when I'm at my meeting for my office, I can just put a virtual background. Virtual background is different than green screen with Chroma Key. Virtual background is just replacing behind you. It's actually not changing the settings to view. So when you move a lot, like we do online teaching, Morgan's dancing, Amanda, I'm like throwing fish across the room. Like when I'm doing crazy things in my online class, all of the movement will be pixels that will mess up with virtual background. That's why ManyCam is so key because ManyCam has Chroma Key. So you want to use the Chroma Key settings because it puts a more stable background behind you. When you move, it's going to be everything totally terribly messy and not going to look very well. So that's why people, if they say that virtual background thing, I've got it in Zoom for free. Why do I need ManyCam? You need ManyCam for Chroma Key. Yeah, look at Amy. She's like dancing, but look at the green and she's disappearing. That doesn't effectively happen as much with Chroma Key. So it keeps more of a stable green screen background.
So Barbara said, I couldn't get here exactly at the start of this fabulous session. Did you say it will be recorded? Yes, it will be. You can use the same link that you used to get in here. Once this finishes, you'll be able to watch the beginning. And
were you guys looking at Melissa?
And what's that?
Melissa,
don't look at me. It's bad.
Too far,
Well,
and her eyes are green and they went out.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, wait, I can replace it? Oh, wait a minute. Well, what happens if I do this? Like, it's bad, you guys. Don't watch me for green screen, okay? This is not.
Barbara said, Melissa, how did you pull down your green screen? That's cool. So actually, Barbara, Melissa, and Amy both can pull down their screens. One has it on the ceiling, the other has it on a wall. So
it's like this pulley thing from Amazon. You could actually put any background on here because I used to put those like vinyl backgrounds you could order from Amazon, but it just rolls up like this. But Amy's is way cooler. See?
So Amy's works because Amy is against a wall directly behind her. So for me, mine works for me because mine's a rolling storage cart. My office is in the middle of my room. So like
mine's actually in the middle of the ceiling.
Oh, it is. How do you get your light good in the front?
I use one light. I use this one light. And occasionally
the room?
I'm in the middle of the room. Occasionally, if I need to, I'll turn a small light on the floor behind it and actually light it from behind, so I don't have all these lights in my face. But pretty much that one light is all I need. The way it spreads the light is just it. And I'm about, so my green screen from, I don't know, like, what is that, 3 feet? No, 2 feet? I don't know. An arm length.
I guess I'll be the same as you, Amy, because mine's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lighting in your room depends on that too, because I have big lights in here. So I was trying for a long time to get it, and I was told it has to be consistent lighting.
Yeah.
So if you have a small room, it might even work better as far as the light being more consistent. So that's what I have to work on, closing like covering my windows.
Well, because I'm in front of a sliding glass door right now, and so I had to put blackout curtains, so I don't have that issue, because literally the sun rises right there, and it can be glaring. And so by my, depending on the time of day or daylight saving, 6:30, 7 o'clock, it's definitely that last class or two, it would start pixelating. So with the curtains closed, it stays just as dark in here as it does at 3 o'clock in the morning. And that one light for me is all I need.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the key though. That's what was doing it for me. It was the inconsistent lighting.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I have done it fine. Like I have green screen fine, but then and I'm in a closet. There's no window in here. I'm in a small, like 3x4 closet. So there's not a window. So I feel like I know what to do, but since the update, I haven't been able to do it. So I was just wondering, like, let's see, I was going to try to show you guys, like, this is some pictures of me, like with, I think it looks pretty good with me having different backgrounds from the classes, different classes I was teaching. Yeah. But now when I try to do it, I look like I did that Morgan saw a minute ago.
Are you using YUV or HSL?
That was like another language to me.
HSL. It says HSL.
So with green screen, I'm using YUV, and it's much smoother and easier for me, like clicking.
Okay.
Can you tell what that is?
I'll try it.
Amy, tell what is YUV. What does that stand for? What does
that mean?
Oh gosh, I don't know off the top. I know because I've looked it up and all of that, but basically it's like YUV, I want to say, is for more just like a solid, like black or not black, green or blue background. And then HSL is if you have kind of like different colors. So you could even technically use like a white wall, I guess, in black, that then depending on your skin tone, you wouldn't see yourself. But if you had a pink wall or a teal wall, you could adjust the colors to where it would pick that up. But with a straight solid green or blue, YUV seems to work a lot better because it's made for that.
And that's a ManyCam setting? I don't know about that.
Why? It's under virtual
under advanced setting. Virtual background, blur, replace, Chroma Key, advanced settings.
And since the update, I noticed that it has a tendency on my new presets to go to HSL automatically versus YUV. So if I end up restarting everything, I switch it back to YUV.
And personally, I keep it at HSL for two reasons. First of all, my background isn't like professional. Mine's is just a piece of fabric, so there is some wrinkling. And then the other thing is that sometimes my favorite hoodie is a teal color, and I do have a few teaching shirts that are green. I'm better able to control the shades of green that are going to be like fritzed out and the ones that are going to stay, so then I can make sure that I can wear green shirts, I can wear teal shirts. So personally, I do HSL, but it can all, like Amy said, it depends on your background and your lighting.
Melissa's eyes were so
no.
ago.
I feel like I got it, but now I'm just I can't get it again. Like I lost it. I had it, but I lost it.
Melissa, zoom
I
in to
have a
where only the
question.
green.
Yeah,
So
let's see that.
I did that. Yeah, this is
It just
It
your
looked
eyes are
better
like
when you were
glass
doing that.
ball.
yeah.
okay,
This
so
is-
now start clicking.
Okay, so if I click virtual background,
It looks good, hun.
Chroma key there. That you're good.
Yeah,
not
wave your
blurry.
arms around and make sure you don't have any like shadows, but you're pretty good there. Yeah,
Okay.
you look good.
you guys fixed it.
We just spoke and it happened. Ugh.
I have a question. How do you get that text box?
Okay, so on your right hand side, you're going to go.
It looks like a little squiggly pin.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's the writing, the draw
Yes,
and text.
so underneath the draw, yeah, but you have to turn the text on, like right to the right of text. Yeah, there you go.
it's like a little there.
I
Yeah.
have the text, but how do you make it a big box? I have
Oh,
the rectangle one.
So just put your mouse over it and you can like pull that box bigger or smaller or move it around.
There we go.
And you can change the
Yeah.
opacity. So
Oh yeah, I like that
There
too.
we
That's
go.
right. I always forget about that, but you can like make it almost see-through orange or yeah.
There are so many things going on right now. My ADHD.
I just feel like I have to chime in there because I'm like, I can do that. I know how to do that.
Melissa, the reason why it didn't work before is because you had the things on the side of your green screen.
Yep.
And so you're telling it replace the green. And so it's replacing anything on the side color also. So like your eyes are a light blue and whatever that was on the side.
It was pretty scary.
That's why it made whatever color similar go away.
Okay.
Oh.
I was so excited. I got my green screen back.
The background you have now makes me think of Kasie Morrow and her news.
News.
If you haven't watched it, go watch Kasie Morrow's newscasting. She's hilarious.
Star Trek.
Yeah, she does
That's
all
right.
of those. Like, I
I
don't know.
gotta try my green screen next. That's next
Yeah.
on my list.
you can
All right,
do it.
so wow,
You
we are
got to.
over an hour, guys. Any other helpful hints or tips from you guys, or in the chat if you have questions or tips, please put them in there so we can get to them right away. I just don't know.
There is one thing we didn't talk about, and that is the plan that you should get. So if you are looking to spend money on ManyCam and add that to your computer, you can use the free plan. The free plan has lots of capabilities to try it out and use it to make sure your device doesn't go. So then when you're ready, you can upgrade to the next plan. That plan is called standard. And I actually like to have a few more presets. So, and I want to have the ability to do chroma key and green screen. So I personally bought the studio plan. The studio plan gives you the ability to do all the things the ladies are showing here in our video today. It gives you 12 presets, so that's plenty of space. It's not too much, it's not too less. The premium plan is everything and everything in the world, like with 32 presets or 24 presets, it's over the top. So personally for me, I go right in the middle, studio plan. That's what I have and what I suggest. Don't forget you have a discount from VIPKid. It is in the 6 Apple Club. You can get 1 year of studio for $24.95. And actually, I have not seen a better price. Even Black Friday sale for ManyCam is not as good as that price from VIPKid. If you don't qualify for the points for that, you can actually use a sale that they're having this weekend, Cyber Monday. They have holiday sales all the time. So just keep your eye open when you're ready for an upgrade.
And then once you sign up, typically they start sending you more offers to upgrade to a lifetime at a lower rate or something like that. And so I did eventually just buy the lifetime because it was well worth it. So and I do
How much
studio
was the
as well.
lifetime one?
What's that?
Ooh, I don't remember off the top of my head.
Lifetime's on sale for Cyber Monday, like Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
It's 40% off, so that's $100 for lifetime studio. But what the better price to do is just get the VIPKid 6 Apple. That's $24.95. And then they will probably send you an offer, maybe $20-$40. And then you've got the lifetime plan. So that's what I did.
Nice.
I
That's what I
got the studio plan. I think I paid, it wasn't 6 Apple. I bought mine years ago. So was it like $32.95, something like that. And that was for 1 year. And then they sent me a $30 upgrade. I was like, okay, there we go. And so I spent $62.95 and I got a lifetime plan. So
I have another question.
But is it about
Sorry.
this one, or can I mention something on this really quick?
Just about the plans, like on the middle plan, the $24.95 plan or whatever, do you have more presets for the upgrade, but do you have more like pictures and things like that available?
All the same.
No,
it's all the same.
So it's just the presets, more presets.
And the more presets you have active, the more RAM that's going to be used. So like if you have a preset sitting there waiting that has a bunch of GIFs playing or something else going on, that is going to take more and more RAM. So, yes, it's great to have all these presets, but the more you have, you better have a computer that can power those.
Okay.
So today in the 6 Apple store, I got mine for $22.95. $24.95.
Yeah, that's what I got mine for.
Yeah, until I went in there and clicked on it. So I was wondering if Rebecca just did the same thing.
That's great.
That's what I did yesterday.
Is that their Cyber Monday sale?
So I went to the 6 Apple and clicked on it. It said $24.95, but when I went to claim it and check in, it said $22.95. I even took a screenshot to show you guys.
That's
we
even
believe
better.
you, Kasie. We believe you.
That's the best
I'm pretty
price
sure that's
I've
what I
seen.
paid.
Yeah. So maybe it was just like an extra Black Friday or something. You got like 10% off, because that would be about $2 something, right? So yeah, pretty neat.
But definitely do it the way Amanda said. Buy it through the 6 Apple Club and wait, and then do a lifetime.
Oh, Melissa, that's a great question. Somebody in our group chat said that the VK discount ends today. Are they talking about the extra $2?
Or just overall in the 6 Apple Club? Just wondering about that.
That's what we're trying to figure out. I haven't heard anything about it going away in the 6 Apple, but I did see somebody posted that. Do you guys know?
I bet just the discount that ends today.
Because
if VIPKid, this business sense, like VIPKid works with ManyCam, if they have a good connection with each other, like, why would you end it? Like, it's all good. Get people to get ManyCam and start using it. So I did not hear about it expiring or going away. I think that sale ends today that you guys caught.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see who has
because VIPKid is on ManyCam's website. ManyCam's on VIPKids. I mean, think of the thousands of teachers, and I think that it'll still be there in the 5 app or 6 Apple Club. But
Rebecca had said that. I think maybe she means a Black Friday deal, but Rebecca, if you're still on here,
how do you get the text box off?
Just click the little gray button.
It's like a toggle. It's like a circle that goes back and forth in that section where it's in the writing section, text.
There you go. Yeah, Morgan.
Get it?
See it. Maybe that.
All right. So I don't see any other questions in the chat. Do you guys have anything else? Yeah, Morgan.
There was a question that Melissa had in our private chat that I wanted to bring up. Melissa was asking about pictures that you can have on your screen. And so I just really quickly wanted to show people who have ManyCam or maybe are interested in it. You can put your own images into ManyCam. You don't have to just do the ones that you can download from ManyCam. So I would like to show you guys. And like I said, I don't do this very often, so hopefully I don't mess this up for you guys. Okay, so you click on Effects. And up here, you have this button here, the plus sign. And then you're going to be able to bring in pictures from your computer. So for instance, if you download something from the internet, you can bring it up and put it on your screen. Now, here's the kicker. It needs to have a transparent background. Generally, those are .pngs. If you download any picture from the internet and you put it up on your screen, you put it into ManyCam, put it up on your screen, it's generally going to have a white background around it. So when you are making your own rewards, you're making your own props, you're going to want to make sure it has a transparent background. I just opened my very own Teachers Pay Teachers store. Yes, exactly. So you put in your own picture, but it doesn't have a transparent background, so you're going to have a white box, which it still looks okay, and your student is still going to be impressed, but you're going to want that background. So just to let you guys know, I do have a Teachers Pay Teachers store. It's called the Oh, Quirky Teacher Designs. Sorry, I just made it like 2 days ago. So anyway, I do have some pictures or some stars that I've created. These are for the Chinese New Year. We're going to be celebrating the year of the ox. So I've made some cute oxen. These stars only cost, I believe, $1.25. I also just have the oxen if you want to download those and use those as props or as rewards. You can print them out, or since they have that transparent background, they also work for your ManyCam. You can put them up as a reward and you can take them away. But you don't have to buy something from me. If you use any website or any program that will take away a white background, then you can just upload it from your computer into ManyCam, and then you can organize it into separate folders. I'll show you again. So I have, and ManyCam comes with a bunch of things already preloaded, but like I had a Meg reward that I used with one student, so I could pop up Meg, and then I found a lot of really cute dresses, and I made the backgrounds transparent.
Cute.
And this was how I practiced colors with one of my students. I just every time she did a good job, I went to a preset that had Meg up. I asked her what color dress she wanted. I put a different color dress on Meg, and she really liked that. So you can just make any picture, transparent background, put it in ManyCam. You make, you click this folder. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have it where you can see it. Let me, here. There's a folder with a plus button. Click that. You can make the name of a folder, and then that's a way that you can easily manage and keep track of all of your digital props that aren't Google Slides, for instance.
That's awesome. So Teachers Pay Teachers Store for Morgan. Check out her YouTube channel for step-by-step directions setting up. What else am I thinking?
The meetup tomorrow. The meetup tomorrow.
So Amy Lou's going to be there to answer all the technical questions, and I'm going to be there to give you moral support at Wham Bam ManyCam. And so it is an official VIPKid meetup. You can find it on the website, or you know, we posted it several places too. Amy designed this really cute, you know, I was helping her, but she didn't really need my help. Look at this. She made this herself.
Yeah.
So you can find that. We posted it several places around, right, Amy? Several groups, but it's also, again, in the portal. So come, but we encourage you to come and like share your ideas. Like come, Morgan, and share your ideas. Tell them, like, help somebody fix their green screen again, and show them how to download, and just kind of more like what we did here today, just a collab to talk about it. So,
and I
like the whiteboard.
Yeah. And then I'm teaching a course in January, ManyCam Kindergarten. So if you're a beginner looking from 0 to 360 green screen, we'll be doing it all starting in January the 8th. So awesome.
Yay. I think, wow, Cindy's got a channel. Cindy put up her first ManyCam video today. Right?
Awesome.
I have no ManyCam, so if you're looking for ManyCam,
I'm hoping that will inspire people. Like, you can start simple, you know. So
right. There's a group too, a couple groups on Facebook to join. There's VIPKid ManyCammers. There's teachers using digital props, I think. There's Google Slides group. That's a great one to join. You can join. I have a group. It's a VIPKid ManyCam Kindergarten. That's a whole group that you can join to get tips and resources. There's lots of places to get connected if you need help and resources. Morgan has a channel with videos. I have a few on my channel. Cindy made her first video. So if you're looking for folks to watch videos too, we have tutorials. So, and I will help you if you're not sure. I put
some links below my video too. Like awesome. I put Morgan's link and yeah.
Awesome. So. Well, if you also have questions about devices or technology tools, are they going to work? Should I buy this computer? You're welcome to send me a private message. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I'll answer your questions and help you.
Great. All right. Well, I don't see any more questions in the chat. It might be because I'm on the Zoom chat. Okay, here we go. They both said chat on them. Let's see. So Rebecca did answer. So it looks like we can get it all the time as VIPKid teachers for $24.95, but the 8% off ends today. So if you're a VIPKid teacher thinking about it, today might be great. If not, it does go up just a little bit after the sale ends. So perfect. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I will be hitting you all up with questions, I am sure. So I will see you guys all next week. And we talked about talking about Christmas, but we'll see. We'll chat and see what we come up with. So, all right, everybody.